Today we're going to learn how to crochet. I'm going to keep things very simple. We're going to cover chain stitch, single crochet, weaving in ends, and then finishing a cute little project. So let's get started.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is create a slip knot. So you need to wrap the yarn around your hand like so to sort of create an X shape. So I'll show you that one more time. You're going to wrap the yarn around the back of your hand and bring it back up and create an X. Now you're going to go underneath both and you're going to grab this piece here. So taking your finger and going underneath and grabbing that will create our slip knot. So hold on to the loop you created and also hold on to the yarn attached to the ball and the tail, and we're just going to pull against each other. So now we have a really big slip knot. So you're going to take the tail in, which is this piece here, and we're going to pull that. And as we pull, we're going to hold on to the knot here. So now we have our slip knot, and you're just going to insert your crochet hook and tighten it just a little bit, and now we're ready to crochet. Okay, so now we're ready to crochet and we're going to do our chain row. So before we begin, I like to wrap the yarn around my index finger for tension. Usually wrap it around twice, and we're going to start with our chain stitches. So to begin, you're going to wrap the yarn around the back of the hook, hold on to the knot that we created and pull through. So I like to slide it down just a little, yarn over, hold on to the stitch and pull through. Slide down, yarn over, and pull through. And for our coaster that we're creating, we're just going to create 20 stitches. So just continue until you have 20 stitches. Okay, so that should be 20 stitches. Let's just count them together to make sure. So that's the first stitch, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so we're ready to begin our crocheting. So when holding your project like this, you'll notice that the shape of the stitches sort of look like V's on each side. So to begin, we're going to go into the top of those V's. So to begin, this first one is attached to the hook, so we would not go into there. So we're going to go into the second stitch, which is here. So through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's 1 crochet, 1 single crochet. Okay, one more on this row. Insert, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, and pull through 2. And this is our first row of single crochet. So to begin the next row, you are just going to yarn over, pull through 1, and then turn your project. So now it's going to face this way. So now if you look at it from the top, we still have our V's there, but now they're on the top. So for this next row and every row following, we're going to go underneath both loops that create the V. So this is the top view of it. So you're going to go underneath. So insert, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Underneath both, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Underneath both, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. So we're just going to continue that all the way across the row. And like I mentioned before, every row following would follow the same routine. So now we have 2 rows of single crochet. So we're going to create 20 rows for this project. So what I would recommend is just grabbing a pen and paper and just creating tick marks until you reach 20, because sometimes it can be hard to see the actual rows that you're creating. Another idea would be to get a row counter. I got this from Joann Fabrics, I believe. May they rest in peace. But it's just something that you can use so that you are able to stay on top of your rows. So once you finish a row, you could just click it and it will keep track of your rows. So let's continue on. So to create our next row, you're going to yarn over, pull through 1, and turn. And we're just going to follow the same pattern from row 2. So not into that first one, it's attached to the hook, into the second here, underneath both, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Underneath, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and the last stitch here. Okay, and that was row 3. So now let's work on our own and let's go to row 10 and then let's come back and see how we're doing. Okay, so we finished 10 rows, so your piece should look like this. And if it doesn't, it's okay. This is your first time, you're still learning, but just keep going. So we're going to keep going with row 11 here. So following the same routine, yarn over, pull through 1, and turn. And we're going to continue single crocheting until we have 20 rows. Okay, so we finished our 20 rows. This is what your piece should look like. So we're all done now. We're just going to snip this, weave in the ends, and then we'll create some cute little tassels for the ends. So just snip it, and once you're done, you're just going to pull the yarn out like so. And now I'll show you how to weave in those ends. You can just get a cute little set of tapestry needles from any local yarn shop or fabric store. So you're going to flip it over to the back and just weave it in to the V's that you've created on the back side. Okay, so now for our tassels, I'm just going to wrap the yarn around my fingers like so to get a good amount, and then I'm just going to snip that and cut those in half. So I'm going to I'll use 2 pieces for each tassel or each fringe section, whichever you want to call it. So you're going to go underneath both V's, sort of like you are going to single crochet again, but then you're just going to create a loop. And then you're going to take the end pieces and pull those through that loop. And pull it all the way down to create a nice little tight knot. So I'll show you that again. I'll probably cut these down a little bit, but we'll just keep going for now. So pulling underneath that V, creating a loop, and then pulling those end threads through that loop to create a knot. Okay, so I'm just going to continue this process all the way across the row. So now for the other side, we're just going to do the exact same process. This side will be a little tighter because this was our chain row, but there's still little V's there, and you're going to go underneath both. Okay, so now your piece should look like this. I'm just going to cut my fringe so it has a little bit of a neater look, like so. And then to create the other side, I'm just going to fold it in half. That way your fringe will be the same length and you don't have to worry about measuring it or doing anything like that. So I'm just going to line these up together and just cut right across. Okay, so I'm just going to cover the piece with a cotton fabric, and then I will use the heat and the steam of the iron to help it lay flatter. And then you're all done.